My fellow sports fans, the good, casual, diehard, even rabid kooks like myself, all around the globe, but in particular North America, especially the US of A. I come to you today because there are a lot of my peers, my contemporaries, out here doing the same thing that I love, which is babbling about sports. And to quote a famous rapper, I can't knock the hustle for those out there who are trying to carve their own space, blazing a path or trail, or have made a name for themselves covering, analyzing, critiquing, or praising on what happens in the world of competition. Ah yes, competition. There's a myriad of talking heads on radio, TV, satellite, writers, bloggers, even podcast hosts like yours truly, who are getting their voices heard on various platforms, but for many different reasons. You see, I'm one who likes to call it as I see it. There are no frills, artificial ingredients, or preservatives when it comes to how I handle sports talk. I may not be everyone's flavor, and that's okay, but I'm most definitely non-GMO. I criticize when necessary, even for the teams that I've rooted for since I was a boy. Of course, I praise them whenever they meet or exceed expectations. It's called credibility. I can't say the same for some of those out there that don't or haven't followed the script. Quite frankly, it's sad and annoying. It's all about a catchy headline, being over the top. For the most part, it's a good old game of bait and switch. Reel you in with the title, only to fall victim of content that doesn't deliver. That, my fellow sports fans, is an awful case of clickbait is trickbait. I feel that it's an honor and responsibility to uphold for anyone that turns to you, or in this case me, as their trusted source. One that I don't take lightly. There are others out there that feel the need to yell, scream, or act like someone who's taken too much of their pre-workout protein shake in order to get their point across. It's as if these personalities got a BBL for their vocal cords or their nervous system. The inclination to manufacture, exaggerate, fabricate, or over-enunciate externally doesn't sit well with me. It's meant to be natural, organic, and authentic internally. Why would you want anything else? You can keep your locker room talk, infuse your sports with the babe of the week, have all the bros on your shows that you like. You can also have all of the regurgitated narratives, the owners, teams, coaches, athletes, that are always a part of the 24-hour sports news cycle. That's not to say that they should never be discussed. I just don't want to talk about them a majority of the time. To me, that's lazy sports talk. Sports talk 101, if you will. I understand that this isn't nuclear physics, rocket science, or mechanical engineering, and I get it, that there's a place for it, but there should be some substance of what we love to talk about, not just silly, mindless, useless debates that are for the Fisher-Price preschool sports fans. And if that's what you seek, if that's the lane that you choose to drive in, so be it. Have at it. More power to you. But the purpose of this speech is simple, yet succinct. When it comes to someone that won't compromise, that doesn't need a gimmick, that has creative and artistic integrity, is entertaining and informative, that's here for the long run and not just for the man of the moment. Speaking of moments, I didn't know or realize that sports started back in 2010. How come very few want to go back in time? Get into the history of the chosen sport or sports that they speak about. Before Patrick Mahomes, there was Joe Montana. Before LeBron James, there was Magic Johnson. Before Shohei Ohtani, there was Babe Ruth. There are too many figures out there who are wrapped up in being prisoners of the moment, thinking that because they weren't around to witness it, it never happened. Shame on you. Do some work, homework. Roll up those sleeves and learn about the players and games of yesteryear before you roll your eyes and tell me as the old man to get off my lawn. I digress. Back to the purpose of the speech. I've been doing this in one way, shape, or form for almost a quarter of a century, with the past 6.5 years in this podcast space. I am the source for all the sauce in the world of sports. The host that you can rely on. The personality that, as I like to say, always comes correct, direct, and in full effect. Put me up against anyone, anytime, anywhere. By no means is that a threat. That is a promise of how much I love this, how I am built for this, how I am born to do this. I take this seriously. This is not just my job. This is my life. It's in the blood. It's in the DNA. To my day ones, you already know. And if this is your first day, I promise you, I will not disappoint. If you're looking for true, passionate sports talk, without all the rah-rah, and the same old that's out there, then I'm your guy. So on this day, I, JAYREELZ, declare that I will do everything in my power to make sports talk real again, because anything less is unacceptable. Thank you, God bless, and have a good night. I'm JAYREELZ, and I approve this message.